Welcome everybody, this is Robert D. Alsop once again with AIM Artist Spotlight. Tonight we have a very special show. We have our very first live interview, and tonight we're blessed to have Mr. Will Rhodes. Will, thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's great having you here. So we're going to take and ask a few questions, listen to some music, and just sort of see how it flows. What do you think?
Sounds good, as long as we leave, the criminal record off the records, and if we keep the music, I think we're going to be just fine.
Well, I can't promise anything.
That's right. No record to speak of yet.
Well, first off, so tell us about your influences, about your story. Tell us about Will Rhodes.
Well, I grew up in a time, even though I'm still blessed with these good looks, I did grow up before cell phones. And so we had records to listen to, because in my house, if you ever said you were bored during the summertime, there's my little brother, my older sister, and if you ever said you were bored, you got a chore. So we did anything to keep from being bored, and then parents had a fantastic record collection filled with Motown and old country and just a wild array. And so my brother and I would strap on the tennis rackets, put on the records that we love, and then we'd learn the words. And so those records all ended up being Creedence Clearwater Revival, John Cougar Mellencamp, Bob Seger, Tom Petty's probably one of my biggest influences. And then there's Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, that really shaped a little bit of Merle Haggard, that really shaped, kind of the direction we would take when we didn't even know we were going to be playing music at that time.
So you started out doing air guitar.
It was a little more than air guitar. It was tennis racket guitar. And, you still had to maintain some semblance of the strum. You couldn't just be wild out there. But yeah, pretty much.
So you never had to worry about your strings breaking?
Never once. And man, that baby was always in tune. It's nice.
So tell us a little bit how your family played into your career.
Well, I appreciate you asking that. First of all, I've been blessed to live a charmed life, and I don't mean anything about money. We grew up definitely not poor, but we didn't go on vacations and things like that. We didn't do without, but money was definitely not something you wasted. But I had a charmed life in the sense that had a birthday party every single year with friends, even if it was just beating a piñata down at the park. At Christmas time, my presents had a different wrapping paper than my brothers and my sisters, because my mom really cared. The whole point of this story is my parents. And Robert, as you probably figured out, I'm a world-class athlete. And so I play every sport under the sun, much like my esteemed guitar player. And my parents made it to every single one of my games. And I'm surrounded by people this day and age that had none of those things. So my family played a big role in the fact that I had one. I had one of those childhoods, you look back and raced bikes down the street, and just, I feel so fortunate every day, and I've been living in a state of gratitude because of that, because even I have managed to throw chaos into my brain and have my little temper tantrums, and if you want the world to feel sorry for me when I am the last person in the world anyone should ever feel sorry for. But my folks, one of their biggest roles was, my dad, probably the biggest one. He played guitar, and every week, this is old school, and I love remember this. He had a guitar teacher named Bennett, and Bennett would come over in his suit about 7 o'clock at night once a week. And Bennett chewed big red gum, and that was a big deal when we were kids. He would come and he'd give us sliced gum. So I saw my dad play him. He played this old real pretty Yamaha. One day I came home and I was 13, and my dad's very low key. And he said, "Hey, I got an extra guitar back there, and maybe it'd be yours if you wanted." That's my dad's way of saying, "Hey, I bought you a guitar." And I think I'd seen some after-school special or something at a time where the kid was a real jerk to their parents when they did something nice for him. "Oh, I'm not trying to be just like you." And I pulled something like that. "I don't want to play guitar just because you do." And I remember doing it. I was like, "God, you're being such an a-hole little kid right now." Well, that lasted 24 hours, and then I picked it up, and then for a good 10, 15 years of my life, the guitar was strictly about attention, being the life of the party. I'm the kid when, the teacher said, what do you want to be when you grow up? One kid says a fireman. One kid says a cop. One kid says a banker. And they said, well, Will, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, the life of the party. I think we're doing good. I'm trying to achieve that goal. But that's what it was. It was strictly about girls playing cover songs. And if you're going to play cover songs, you know, play ones that are 3 chords. And so that shaped a lot. And I've noticed a lot of my really big musical influences. It's about the simplicity of the music. And still to this day, my sister's kids and mine, so that would make my parents, me, and then my sister's kids, they're still all listening to Creedence Clearwater Revival. Because why? It's 3 chords. There's just some beautiful messages in there. And I think we get so caught up in everything with cell phone, and I'm guilty. I speak from a place of knowing that we forget that simplicity seems to always be kind of where it's at. It allows the message, because the words that I write are really the most important part.
Cool, cool. I see you have your guitar there in your lap. You think you might play a song or two for us today?
Well, if we didn't, I would escort you out the door quite ready. Because if I didn't need money to live and provide, I swear to God, I'd play for free for anybody who wanted to. Because when I'm performing, I feel alive. So thank you for asking. I'd like to bring in my right-hand man to accompany this.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Hughes.
Thank you.
Now, a little background with Eric and I. Eric and I were best friends in high school. And Eric was the type of athlete that he played whatever position the other best player on the football team, they put Eric on the other side. And Eric was drafted by the Cardinals out of high school, and then saw the writing on the wall as far as, you know, living your life making 20 grand to play baseball. And then he was always a brilliant guitar player, learned from his dad. And then he went on tour with Pavlov's Dogs, a big arena rock type, and played some big crowds. And we reunited one of our mutual best friends' mom's funeral. And that was about 6 years ago, I think. And he's been making me sound much better ever since, I swear. I'm grateful for you, Frank. You got it. Well, we got a little saying around here, and that's, you know, if you're gonna go hunt, you better eat what you kill. This is a song about a boy and his daddy, about being stuck in a situation that you shouldn't like quite so much. Moonshine stills and crushed up bills. Everything I learned is from these here hills. Drinking second grade for daddy's moonshine still. Mama, she died early, I seen smoke up at the mill. On supper from a steel trap in the creek, trout and bluegill. I got the home broken down in the hollow, raising up to pay these bills. And I'm finding salvation in these crushed up hills. No time for hunting when there's jugs to fill. That's why Daddy always said, boy, take a dead aim, eat what you kill. Tears I cried that morning, we put him in the clay. Now it seems as though I got more problems and well, I've got days. And I don't know if heaven's forgiven enough for me to change my ways. Cause this business we got up in these here hills, more than a family name. Oh, take that aim and eat what you kill. Oh, take that. Eat what you kill. Leave what you kill. Leave what you kill. read beneath the cypress root. They want someone who's fine, well, a bone or two, 'cause it's cash in handy, the engine running, oh, it might just be heating you. Boy, take that aim and eat what you can. Boy, take that aim and live what you can. Well, sheriff's up to me. Well, I'm the one that come to see. For guns and bells. Well, Daddy almost said you could hear it coming along before you could see. So get quiet, shh, and let me stare. Now, boy, take that aim. You don't feel no pain. Boy, take that. Finding salvation in them. Everything I learned from these here hills, from these here hills. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. That was fabulous.
Thank you, friend.
So, when did you first start writing music?
I first started writing music. The first song I ever wrote was a tune called Thinking About Drinking. And that would have been in my 20s, because up until that point I was still just in the entertainment phase of being loud and drunk along with everybody else and being celebrated and basically being a human jukebox. And of course, you know, that's a horrible place to be, because halfway through the song everybody always gets bored and then they start screaming out a new song. But I played that role for a while. When I was about 22 years old, I really started. This is after school. I had the journalism degree. I had very comfortable writing and exploring that avenue. And I wrote a hit right out of the bat, which was Luck, and then wrote a bunch of crap after that for a while, and then got back. But I was thinking about drinking. I remember specifically I had this chorus forever. It went, you know, and I'm thinking, I'm hard about drinking. The only way for me to ease the pain. My buddy's like, oh, you have to come back around and get back to that E minor, and you can. I said, oh wow, and it completed the song. I finished that song that day, and then we never looked back ever since.
Oh, wow. So, what influences your song?
100% emotion. Like I said, if I didn't need money to live, I would do this for free, anytime, anywhere, performing for people, connecting with them, because most of my songs are about, you know, some painful memory, etc. And you remember, pain is a great thing, because A, it keeps you from doing stuff that'll kill you, and secondly, it allows us to embrace the beautiful times, because it was sunny and rainbows all the time. Well, we just think that was normal. We were like, God, another sunny rainbow today. But I would say emotions always. I've always been a real sentimental cat. I mean, I'm my mother's son. 49% female, 51% rugged exterior male. But I remember when I was like 5 or 6 years old, grabbing one of my stuffed animals off the top bunk. And I remember walking away and looking back at them, they're all looking at me with those big eyes. And I remember this pain in my heart, like, I can't take you all. I took them all. And that's just always, that's so much of my mother. Like, there's so much of our heart that like bleeds for the underdog or the person that got left out or the heartbroken. And so that's what really fuels a lot of it. Is like when something strikes a chord in like the way I feel, and I know that other people feel that same way. And with the relative nature of pain, you know, you might stub your toe and he might lose his dog, but you're both feeling the same inside. And that's, they say laughter is the universal language. And I would say yes, but along with that is pain. And we all feel different levels all the time. And we all are aware of some very unfortunate situations people have gone through that, unfortunately, we always recall when we're feeling down and out, and it levels us out. That beautiful thing called relativity. And so it's basically like that relative nature of pain kind of fuels a lot of that songwriting. And most importantly, I want everybody to always know that you're not alone. Whatever you're feeling, I guarantee you there's somebody very close to you that has felt that way. And there's something very healing just about letting it out. And so I know two things. When I write a good song and I'm crying like a baby when I'm writing it, I'm talking like making noise. It's going to be good. And if I write a really good lyric, I get goosebumps. Wow. I know that, okay, we're on to something, we're tapping into something. And then I'll play it for people as I'm building the song. And if I can watch people get lost and like not look at me and they look, you know, like they're looking off, but I can tell they're thinking of a moment, of a situation that I'm just reminding them, and they're just inserting themselves right in there. That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted, is to make a living making people feel something.
How has having a journalism degree helped you in your career?
Very simple, folks. Writing is not something you're born with, neither is singing, neither is painting. It's called practice. My dad had this old story that it's very brief. White businessman's walking down the Park Avenue in New York, stumbles across this bum, he looks at his watch, looks down at the bum and says, "Pardon me, sir, how do you get to Carnegie Hall?" The bum looks up at him and says, "Practice, man, practice." The journalism degree helped me because in journalism you get over your ego, because every time you turn in a paper, and in journalism, which I did not want to do, I was in advertising, I got a C in the class at the University of Texas. It was my major, so they said, well, you got to take the class again. I wasn't doing that. And journalism was the closest thing. And all it is repetition and repetition and repetition and writing and handing things in. People just bludgeoning them with red ink, hand it back, say fix it, take it back. And really the best thing about journalism, that how it's helped me in songwriting career, is it strips you of your ego real quick, because hell, even Stephen King has an editor.
Well, that is very true. That's very true. So, do you have any new or old music, new music, anything coming out that you might want people to know about?
Absolutely. Well, we just released Staying Alive, and we've received part of the clearance on that, just not the video, but for the music. And I said Staying Alive. That's right. As in John Travolta, as in Saturday Night Fever. But we took a completely new approach on this song, because what people don't realize, because it was sung in that crazy falsetto, super fast-paced method, is that those lyrics are very dark, and those lyrics could not apply anymore to the pandemic. And for anybody watching who's been experiencing this, just know my heart goes out to you. We will get through this, and life will resume back to normal as it should be. And my doctor friend said get vaccinated. I did. But it's a beautiful kind of toss back, and we did it so different that I don't think, it's one of these things that nobody's going to realize it's Staying Alive until we get to the chorus, and then they're going to be like, well, this is sheer genius. It wasn't just me that came up with it. And so it's a great track. We do have a lot of music on the way to being released. We just wrapped up Praying for Rain, and Devil's Been Calling My Name is out on all the streaming platforms right now. But I mean, as of right now, we have, the pipeline is robust. Got about 25 hits waiting, and we're just recording one at a time. And in this day and age of streaming music, it's kind of like you release singles until you get enough. Do you want to call it, you know, kind of the same vein? You want to call them an album? And you keep going and keep releasing singles. So.
Well, you ready for another live song?
I was hoping you'd never ask.
What one we gonna play next?
I say since we're fresh off the heels of that lyrical video, we'll show you just the difference between a recorded track that can sound really good, and then we bring it home with this acoustic version that, well, if it doesn't make you feel something, then you must be dead.
Well, I'll move out of the way and let your number one man back in the seat.
My number one man, folks, you heard it. Outside of my daddy. Ooh. Thanks everybody for watching this, and this is called "The Devil's Been Calling My Name." This is a song that I wrote about that daily struggle everyone battles with between temptation and the right thing to do. We're in tune. All right, why don't you kick us out, dog? Just in case you call. Wake up on the floor, swear I hear you coming down the hall. Wanna run to you, I can barely crawl. Nothing's making sense to me much anymore at all. Loneliness and idle time, to his hands I fall. And I'm barreling down and I'm loaded like a runaway train, taking every damn thing I can to kill this pain. One too many nights lost in the whiskey and cocaine. Ever since you left, the devil's been calling my name. Ever since you left, the devil's been calling my name. The only home I know is this here bar stool. People all around, none of them is you. I can feel the loud mouth staring at me from across the room. 16 earrings and a big old dead tattoo. I guess he ain't read the sign, hell I've been there too. A dangerous man's woman's got nothing left to lose, nothing left to lose. And I'm barreling down and I'm loaded like a runaway train, taking every damn thing I can to kill this pain. One too many nights lost in the whiskey and cocaine. Ever since you left, the devil's been calling my name. Ever since you left, the devil's been calling my name. I'm feeling like it's coming down like a falling rain. I can't seem to shake this hanging is all you had to say. Condition down there has got folks starting to pray. When the sun goes down, the demons come out to play. If I never love again, well, I guess that would be okay. Just meet me downtown, line it up another round. Didn't help pay, and I'm barreling down, loaded like a blown away train. Taking every damn thing I can, kill this pain. Way too many nights lost in the whiskey and cocaine. Oh, ever since you left, the devil's been calling my name. Well, ever since you left, the devil's been calling my name. There's a message light flashing, I ain't got the courage to play. Silence you left is all I hate to say. Good job, Big E.
Wow. Wow. Well,
Holy cow, I never noticed your belt buckle on. I mean, I'm envious. Damn.
Oh, well. Well, now we come to that point in the evening where we find out where we can find you live, where we can find you online,
Absolutely.
where we can find Will Rhodes.
Well,
Tell us.
thank you very much for the opportunity for some shameless self-promotion. So right now we're up on all the platforms, you know, iTunes, Amazon Music, etc., Spotify, with that song right there. And we have my YouTube channel, which has all the songs we're releasing, you know, in the very near future. Along with, I highly encourage y'all go see our Staying Alive video, because it's a much bigger message than I can express here on TV. But it is a message about gratitude, and no matter what your situation is, it doesn't take much to look to your left or right and figure out some people that would love to have your problems. And relativity is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's very, very nice self-leveling agent. So there's YouTube. We have Instagram, which is, and these are all at Will Rhodes Music. So the Instagram is Will Rhodes Music. If you pull up YouTube, you just put Will Rhodes, you'll see it. Will Rhodes Music kind of gets you there. I don't think that was taken. We have our Will Rhodes Music website, and so we cover all the major ones: YouTube, Instagram,
Well, I can
all
tell-
the streaming platforms. E, am I missing something? Oh, that's support right there. See that?
I can tell you one thing. Once you have some actual full videos out, I can tell you where they're going to be. They're going to be on AIM Country Music Television.
Excuse me. What I meant to say was, as soon as we get this little clearance issue, I'll tell you where you can see our stuff, Mr. Robert D. Also. That's on AIM Country Music TV. And I appreciate that opportunity, because the people who got on board this train before it left the station, we're partners for life. And after the train leaves the station, I just don't need any more friends.
Well, it has been great having you on.
I really appreciate the opportunity, friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us. This has been Robert D. Also, AIM Country Music Television, AIM Artist Spotlight. And we'll see you again next season. See ya.